11-7 overall in the season, 0-2 against ranked opponents, but Cardani not ranked, so we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, Justin's looking to get back on track here. He struggled lately. Get a chance to talk to Coach Poeta, and he's just not finishing, right? He's getting in on shots, he's getting on his attacks, but he hasn't been able to finish that score. So let's see if he goes on his offense early here. Morvari, the freshman, getting his first Big Ten start. Let's see if Morvari can handle the pressure.
Cardani looking for his first Big Ten win. On top of that, he's 0-4 in duels, 2-8 overall, but he is a two-time NCAA qualifier, 2020 and 2022.
And right now they're feeling each other out here, the freshman Morvari against the veteran. Let's see who can break the ice here quick, and Morvari with a little head slap, and Justin stalking him here. But Morvari comes in a very, very highly ranked freshman. Was a two-time state champion at Simley High School, very, very well-known program in Minnesota. He won a state title at 113 and 120, both as a junior and senior. Highly recruited kid, and getting his start here, with McKee out of the lineup.
And he's got some pretty nice accolades behind himself so far this season. 5th place at the Matttown Open, 6th in the Soldier Salute, and then 5th in the Jim Koch Open as well.
Yeah, Morvari, like I said, came in as one of the top 100 recruits in the country, and getting his start here in Big Ten and Champaign. And I told you earlier, Brandon Morvari almost came to Illinois. It was between Illinois and Minnesota, so it's interesting he's getting his first start here at the State Farm Center.
Maybe it was done on purpose by head coach Brandon Eggum.
Yeah, Brandon Eggum, the Minnesota Golden Gopher program has just always been one of the top 10, 20 programs in the country. And last year, they come off an impressive dual record of 12-3, 5-3 in the Big Ten, and they're right back in that same spot. Finished 15th overall in the NCAAs, and like you said, he has that veteran presence. 5 returning senior starters, another 2 and 3 in the lineup tonight, depending on what they do at the upper weights, and then 2 youngsters with Tyler Wells and now Brandon Morvari. There's a shot here by a single leg shot by Justin Cardani. Can he finish? And this is what we talked about. Well, Justin's got that single up, and he's got it looking to get that inside cradle. Nice little scramble, but there's the control.
Got it. Yeah, nice takedown there for Cardani, and that's going to give the first 3 points of this one to the Illini. So now he'll be able to work up that riding time a little bit as the period 1 concludes.
With 44 seconds to go in the first period, Justin Cardani 3, Morvari 0. And that's exactly what we were talking about. Justin getting on track, Justin finishing that shot. And the thing that Justin did there so well, unlike the matches of the past, is he got in and he finished and got right out, right? You seen him get that single, pull it right back up, and get to his feet. That's where it's hard to defend. If you keep that single on the mat, Will, it's just so much easier for defense. Now, like you said, the riding time's starting to pile up, and Justin, the senior presence, starting to wear on the freshman here a little bit.
Just over 10 seconds left here in period 1 as Cardani looking to hang on and remain on top the rest of the way. Keep a 3-0 lead into period 2.
It's got to build the confidence for Justin as he's been struggling to get that 3-0 lead. And there's a saying in wrestling, right? In every period, score first, score last. And that's just what Justin did. Got that first takedown, he ended up on top, and that's where they wanted to be. Justin to first here. Morvari's Justin referred it, and he knows. So he didn't want to go back down because he knows Justin's good on top. He thinks he can wrestle him on his feet. Morvari took neutral, so let's see if Justin gets back on his attacks here.
Start of period 2, 3-0. Justin Cardani over Brandon Morvari. A graduate student or a redshirt senior rather, taking on a freshman, true freshman, and Brandon Morvari. But certainly a true freshman who is no one to get by. He's quite the wrestler.
Yeah, he's right there from local Minnesota, as we said. Simley, just a national powerhouse year in and year out. But, interesting choice here. I mean, they obviously talked about it prior to the match. It was choice. He didn't want to go down. Feel like Morvari could tie the match up on his feet. But right now, Morvari has not had any attacks, and Justin's wrestling his match and kind of imposing his will on him a little bit. Let's see if there's open up right there. It's just we talk. Morvari gets in on a double, and this is where Justin can be dangerous. He's a very good scrambler, but Morvari is in very good position here. Justin needs to keep that leg locked. They're going to see if Morvari can get that leg, and Justin has to keep that ankle there, Will, and he's got to hold on to it. And unlike the takedown that Justin had, Morvari stayed on the mat and gave him ability to scramble. Justin doing a very good job here. Let's see if he can come out. In these situations, Will, high leg wins, and that's what Morvari's doing right now, and that's what the corner's screaming. Egan and Luke Becker over there.
Morvari trying his absolute best, but Cardani just won't give in. Very impressive work there from Cardani. And they're going to remain in neutral here. 42 seconds left in period 2.
42 seconds to go. Cardani's still leading 3-0. And like the first period, Justin needs to get back in his offense. Sometimes the best defense is a good offense, right? And that's exactly what Justin needs to do. Feel him out, get in on his legs, and see if he can get back to that score and open up a bigger lead. He's going to have his choice in the third period, and Justin has struggled on the bottom. But with the 3-0 lead, if that's where it ends up, that's where he's going to go. You know, riding time will start to tick off, but we'll see. We're 3-0 here with just under 15 seconds to go in period 2 of match number 1. Cardani 3, Morvari 0.
It would be a very nice thing for Mike Poeta's squad to get 3 points on the board right away with a decision victory possible for Cardani.
Well, here we go. It's going to be interesting. As I said, Cardani's going to go down, and so it'll be very interesting to see what Morvari does. See if he rides him, but at some point, if he can't turn him, he's going to have to let him go, Will. But the one thing here is riding time is going to trickle down, so it's probably not going to be a factor unless Justin can get to his feet and get an early takedown.
No reason to really let him go here either, to go down 4 points.
At some point, he's going to have, if he can't get Cardani in a situation where he can get back points or a possible turn, he's going to have to let him go and take the match to his feet. He's not just going to go for a ride out, but we'll see how soon they let him go. Right there. There it is. So now, as you said, Will, it's a 4-point match. Now, Morvari needs 2 scores, not just 1. So there's an attack by Morvari in a low single. He gets it back up. He's in good position. Chance to score, and that's a score. Oh, and he's looking for danger. There's 2-1 counts. Nothing there. Had to give it to him. 1 count, 1 count. They're going to throw the brick here. He's looking for it. But you only get 1 challenge a duel if it doesn't work out. We'll see how it works. Looking for the brick. We're going to see what happens here. See if it's danger or not. He's talking about it. He hasn't quite thrown it yet. Well, it's very interesting. They're discussing it.
Riding time down to 11 seconds as Brandon Eggum is going to
see if we can get another peek at it. They haven't officially had a coach's challenge yet. They're discussing it, and he's going to see if he throws the brick. This little injury time gives them an opportunity, not to take a look at it, but at least to discuss it more. They rewarded the takedown, so the score really should be 4-3. And if they do not get back points here, Morvari will have to let him go, Will. He'll take the match back to his feet. And that's what Coach Poeta is talking about. Are you challenging or not? You can't sit there and discuss it the whole time without doing it. So a very interesting situation here. And that's what Coach Poeta is talking about.
Looks like
they're not going to
challenge.
They're not going to challenge. The thing about it is you get 1 challenge, and if you don't win it, then it's gone for the period. You don't want to run that in the first match. He's going to do an alternate start. He's going to let Cardani go in a 4-3 match. It's going to be 5-3, and it's going to be 1 takedown. It's going to be the difference here. It's exactly what he does. So it's a 5-3 match with just a minute to go.
There's the escape.
Morvari has been in on the last 2 shots, Will, and Justin has kind of been backing out and been on, backpedaling. Needs to get to his offense here. Needs to get on the leg, get it on his attacks. Nice little shrug, and it's right there, and he gives it to him. He gives him the 3.
Oh, that was a massive takedown there for Morvari, and all of a sudden he finds himself up 6-5. What a comeback as it stands right now by Morvari after going down early 3-0.
It's a nice little throw by there, or a shrug they call it, and it was a quick 3, but it looked like he had control. And we talked about that control/reaction time a little bit with the officials, and it comes into play right off the bat. Now Justin needs to get up and out of here as soon as possible, and this is where he struggled a little bit in past. He got rode out last match against Lujan, and Justin needs to get up and out because riding time is not a factor. It's 6-5 to go with 30 seconds to go. And Justin likes to hit these rolls. I'd like to see him come up to his feet with wrist control rather than keep rolling.
He's got to act quickly. 20 seconds just about left here in period 3 as Morvari looking for a win over the redshirt senior on senior night here in Champaign.
Justin's struggling here. He's not in a good position. You got to come all the way up to your feet rather than just keep rolling around there. And Morvari's in control with 2 late takedowns there, Will, as we talked about. And let's see if they reward control. There's 1, and we're going to see overtime.
How about that? What an escape at the last second there. But Brandon Eggum is going to throw the brick, trying to see if there was no control.
They awarded the takedown, and they threw the brick immediately. This is a very interesting situation, Will, because the one ref couldn't see it, right? So, but generally what happens here is if we can get a replay, Morvari is still under that far arm, and it still looks like he has control, even though he was pinching the head. They were arguing here that Morvari still had control with his right arm under Justin's armpit. And as right away, fireworks first match, right?
How
Egan
about
get a
it?
challenge once.
You love it.
Poeta wants a challenge. He
Friday
pulls
fireworks
back.
here in Champaign.
And then the assistant coach Becker threw it while Egan was having the conversation. So right away, we're either going to get an overtime match to start this off, or it's going to be a 6-5 win for Brandon Morvari. Right there, as you see, they gave him one, but see, as Morvari's got that right arm under Justin's arm, that's the story here. The difficult situation here is this. They awarded him the escape, so they awarded him the point. Is there enough there to justify taking that back away? On the video replay, I understand why they challenged it. Let's see if they reverse the call here, Will.
Of course, there has to be conclusive evidence that Morvari still had control.
Just watch Morvari's arm here as he stays under his arm. He warded one there, but see the arm right there? That's what Minnesota and the coaching staff is looking at. So, you know, we're going to see if they do it. You know, well, you can't challenge it again. We're going to get the call here, Will, and see if we're going to go overtime. And if it's one neutral, so it's 6-6, overtime, 2-minute match, first takedown wins here.
Sudden victory period number 1 upcoming in our first match of this duel tonight. No better way to start it, Brian.
You know, the momentum's in Morvari's favor with the last 2 takedowns, right? Justin opened the score at 3-0 and then had 3 escapes. He needs to get back on that attack so desperately here and put the pressure on the young freshman in this overtime match here at State Farm Center.
Can Illinois get on the board early here and try to get an early lead on the number 11th ranked team in duels according to Intermat Wrestling?
This would be a big win for Justin Cardani in Illinois. One for Justin to get on track and get Illinois out to that early lead. And Minnesota freshman Morvari is trying to stymie that momentum.
No.
There's a short attack. Let's see if Justin counters here. They both go out of bounds. As we go through this first period, then they're going to go through a period where they get their choice of down, right? One guy's going to go down, one guy's going to riding time is going to be a factor. Just looking at how it went, I mean, I'm not sure who has the advantage in that situation because Justin did ride Morvari out. Morvari didn't want to take bottom, but then Morvari did a very nice job after that takedown, riding Justin for 35 seconds before that last second takedown to put us to overtime.
1 minute left here in sudden victory period number 1. Still 6-6, of course.
Right
this
there.
125 matchup.
That over-under tie that Morvari was just trying to get in. That's where he scored that second takedown on that quick shrug right in front of us, Will. He was looking to get back at it. You know, Justin needs, if Justin needs to score here, he needs to close the gap. There's too much space between him and Brendan right now on those leg attacks, and Morvari's standing right in front of him. He knows it's coming. Just let's see who's going to pull the trigger. There's that over-under with that shrug that we're talking about. Let's see if they get out of the tie-up. You know, just 30 seconds to go in this first overtime period, and it's 6-6.
It's a very great start, like we've mentioned, as Morvari looking to fill in for Patrick McKee, who we usually see at 125 for Minnesota. He was 11-4 and 7-3 in duels this season. Yeah,
the number 8 McKee, we didn't quite get word on why he wasn't wrestling tonight. They were kind of close-lipped on that. But here Morvari is and doing his job against the veteran here, Cardani. 11 seconds to go in this first overtime period. Oh, they give it to him. No caution there, and Justin scrambles out with 5 seconds to go. And it looks like we're going to end that first overtime period here, Will.
Yeah, it looks like Mike Poeta kind of wanted that caution called there. It was pretty quick.
It sure looked like it. But you got to be ready. This is Big Ten wrestling.
Absolutely. You know? Nothing better in the country.
Yep. So, interesting choice there. Morvari's going to go down in this second overtime period here, or as you like to say, we like to say sudden victory. You know, if they both ride each other out here and no one scores, we'll go to another on your feet period. So 30 seconds here. And they wrestled. Morvari gets away. They still continue to wrestle. If Justin rides him, oh, caution. And there's that caution.
Little too quick with it.
Yeah, get 2 cautions before there's a point order. So that's just the first caution against Cardani. No harm, no foul. Justin with that claw ride and that deep crotch ride, claw ride. Let's see if Justin does some action here.
Has to stay on top for this 30-second period. Now down to 20 seconds.
No one's been warned for stalling here either, Will, so it's very interesting. Justin looking for that cross wrist ride here. Hasn't really done anything. Hasn't put any forward pressure in. The Minnesota bench looking for that stall call. Deep waist, and he's in a tight situation here. Morvari is not going to go out. So now here's how this works. Justin's going to take down. If Justin can get away in 30 seconds, well, get away for 30 seconds. Well, this is strategic here. Very strategic, right? So there's 29 seconds of riding time. So essentially they're going to take the match to their feet. If Justin doesn't get taken down here, he's going to win based on riding time, right? So that's why Justin took his feet. Hasn't got warm for stalling, but he's backing out, and there it is right away. Immediately with 9 seconds left. Justin's in on that shot. That's where he needs to be. He needs to stay in bounds. He needs to stay in bounds here, and let's see. And Morvari knows it. See, Morvari pulled him out to get that restart. Now remember, 14 seconds to go here. Justin Cardani with 30 seconds of riding time. Been warned for stalling once. Okay, if he gets hit for stalling again, it'll be Morvari with the advantage. Right now, Justin with the 30-second riding time, he has the advantage. He gets in on a single, and that's where he needs to be. If he can he's just trying to hold on here with 9 seconds, 8 seconds to go. A little scramble situation.
Cardani
they're
looking for the win.
Looking for danger, and that's going to end right there. The overtime period. Oh, and the overtime period they're going to end with 30 seconds of riding time for Justin Cardani. We get started off on right here. Illinois gets started off with that first victory, 3-0 on senior night.
In Cardani's final match at State Farm Center, he prevails in a 7-6 victory over Brandon Morvari.
Blockhus, the former MMA star, he has just beaten Jared Frank, Peyton Robb, Trevor Trunley all in the last week and a half.
He was also named the Big Ten Wrestler of the Week on January 23rd for the week before that because of his wins over Franek and Peyton Robb of Nebraska, who were number 2 and number 3 when Blockhus got the victories. The 6th year from Cresco, Iowa, Michael Blockhus.
An interesting story, generally Iowa wrestlers like to stay home and wrestle for Iowa State. Had a chance to talk to Coach Ingham, and he said, it's so great to get a wrestler from Iowa. Then Michael Blockhus went to Northern Iowa and then decided to come to Minnesota and wasn't sure what was going to happen. He took on an MMA career, was fighting with Gable Stevenson, his former teammate, and they didn't know if either one of them would come back. And Michael, picked up the phone, called Coach, and said, I miss competing. I want to get back and do it. And here he is, and what a role he's been on, Will.
Guy who finished second in the Big Ten in weight class 149 last year, rather, and then 8th in the NCAAs, of course. And then for Joe Roberts, who's holding his own so far in this first minute 10, give or so. He comes in after a loss to Peyton Robb of Nebraska, number 9th ranked wrestler in this weight class, a 10-1 major decision.
Yeah, Joe's struggled as of late. Joe's been on kind of a roller coaster. Beginning of the season, just great start. Beat Johnny Lovett of Central Michigan, was beating ranked opponents, was right there with all of them. And then, he wrestled. Oh, there's a nice little re-attack, a nice little single. He's going to look for that go behind, get behind. He's in great position here. Let's see if the edge of the mat, little headlock. Michael Block says Robert in trouble, and there it is, a headlock and back points. And he's in very dangerous situation here, Will. Going to keep that leg in, but Joe's going to have a struggle here with a minute to go on his back, and Michael Block is just dangerous in this position. It's very close to a pin.
He at least has a takedown.
He's got a takedown and 4 near falls, so it's 7-0, and they're looking for that 6-point fall. Michael Block is this is a very, very difficult situation for Joe Roberts to be in, and he gets almost out of it, and he rolls back into it, and now Blockhus is in total control here with 40 seconds to go. And this pin, and there it is, a fall by Michael Blockhus leading into the break, and that's going to put Minnesota up. That early momentum by Illinois was 9-0 in these last 2 wins, and now it's 10-9 Minnesota as we roll into intermission.
Michael Blockhus picks up his 2nd pin victory of the season, and he improves to 13-1 overall. What a win there from Michael Blockhus. Joe Roberts looked like he was holding his own for a little bit there, but then Blockhus just number 5, Isaiah Salazar for 184. 3 more matches to go here in tonight's duel, and Minnesota, riding those bonus points, still has a 1-point victory, even though Illinois has won 4 of the 7 matches so far. And Salazar looking to keep his team up here. Salazar 15-1 overall, 8-0 in duels, 4-0 in conference play, has not lost a duel, or in a duel rather, that is, and is 2-0 against ranked opponents.
Yeah, he's eight matches in a row, Will. Consecutive wins for Isaiah Salazar. The second wrestler we've seen in the lineup from Greeley, Colorado. Von Bauer, the freshman, the redshirt sophomore, and Salazar, both from Greeley, Colorado. So Coach Eggman and his staff got that pipeline going out west.
They sure do, both from Windsor High School out there in Colorado as well. As Dylan Connell, the redshirt sophomore from Marengo, Illinois, Marion Central Catholic High School.
Yeah, Dylan Connell, had a chance basically to be, with COVID, a four-time state champ, but they didn't recognize it, but we recognize it. So Dylan Connell back in the lineup here. He missed a couple matches, got re-injured an ankle at the Midlands, came back, got off to a little bit sluggish start, but he's coming back, and this is a big match for Dylan and Salazar. If Dylan can get back on track, kind of push this opponent, it's a 13-12 dual meet right now with 3 matches to go. Let's see if Illinois can turn the tide.
These two faced off last year in the duel, and Salazar picked up a very narrow 3-2 decision win. So these two are no strangers to each other.
It's been the day of threes. Not just 3 takedown. Three takedown is it used to be 2 and now it's 3, but it's 3 wins.
Right.
And 3 wins from Minnesota, and maybe Illini could roll off 3 here. We'll see what happens.
Still zeros on the board. Nearly 2 minutes into period 1 here. Both of these two wrestlers just trying to feel each other out at this point.
Yeah, and Salazar's coming off a big victory a few weeks ago of number 3 Lenny Pinto of Nebraska, 4-1. Pushed that record to 13 at the time, and now 15-1. I was reading my little chicken scratcher. I thought it said 15-4. Excuse me, Mr. Salazar, it's 15-1. Yeah. Stalling on green here, which would be Dylan Connell. We're just almost at that 30-second mark, Will, and it's 0-0. Dylan Connell and Isaiah Salazar.
Salazar ranks 23rd in Minnesota program history with a career win percentage of .831. That's 54-11 in his tenure as a Minnesota Golden Gopher. That's pretty good.
Oh, he's just having a fantastic season. Coming back and winning a few matches at the NCAAs last year as a national qualifier. He's looking to get back on that podium, and he's got himself in great position. All the way up, based on the latest rankings, somewhere between 5 and 7, depending on if you're looking at WrestleStat, Intermat Wrestling, or Minnesota's, broadcast here from a standpoint of what they're putting out. 5, 6, and 7, so he's right there with the best in the country, Will.
Oh, he sure is. He finished 4th in the Big Ten at weight class 184 last season, but did not lose a Big Ten match in the regular season. So he is certainly a force to be reckoned with, as Dylan Connell's looking to get an escape and get himself on the board to get the first point of this match. Salazar holding on to him, though.
He's on that ankle. Get the ref counting here. If he gets to a 5 count, it'll be stalling. He's asking him to come off the ankle, move up, progress, get that forward pressure, but they go out of bounds with 1:46 seconds. No change. Salazar still on top in this 0-0 match.
This is a very big swing match in this duel, with Minnesota only up by a single point. Illinois looking for a major upset win here.
If Dylan is going to have an opportunity in this match, he needs to score in this bottom position, right? And Salazar's that nice tough ride, working those wrists, and Dylan needs to score and get those first points and put pressure on the higher ranked opponent here, Isaiah Salazar.
Riding time at 45 seconds now. Nearly halfway through period 2.
Salazar with a nice tilt, looking for it. He almost has it here. Looking for that tilt, looking for swipes, and he has it. And there's going to be 4 back points for Isaiah Salazar, and he's going to open up a 4-0 lead with that nice little tilt there. Just under a minute to go, and he opens up a 4-0 lead. He's looking back for it again, and it's a recount. Nice job by Connell being able to get out of that.
That is a big momentum shift in this match for Isaiah Salazar. Now the favorite in this one, the 5th ranked wrestler in weight class 184, has a big advantage.
Yeah, and looking over, they had a couple common opponents. I mean, one to stand out is Egan Riggins. Salazar beat him 7-0. Dylan Connell had that win against Iowa, one of the 2 victories. You know, did a very good job. But Salazar going to work tough on top. And this is why they changed from 2 to 3 to 4-point near falls to put an emphasis on top wrestling. And you've seen right there, the veteran on top, Dylan Connell took down, worked a nice tilt, and he opened up a 4-0 lead.
So Connell stays down. Salazar looking to stay on top for this entire period and is 8 seconds away from doing so. And it looks like, considering these down right now, it's going to be a full 2 minutes of riding time for Isaiah Salazar.
And that just wears on you, right? It wears on you if you're on bottom. It just takes so much energy out of you when someone's on top of you like that, and just forward pressure, constant work and wrist, and you can't seem to get anywhere. We'll see if it has an effect in this third period, but Salazar up to his feet real quick. Connell drops down to a single, and Salazar scores, gets it 5-0 here with a little limp leg out to get that first escape, and he opens up a 5-0 lead against Dylan Connell here on this 184-pound match. As you said, 13-12 in a duel. Very crucial matchup as we roll into 184, 197 in heavyweight.
Minute and 52 seconds of riding time in favor of Salazar. Minute 30 to go in regulation of this 184 matchup. Connell has to start some offense somehow.
It has to get going here, you know, and Salazar, just a physical presence. A nice little half shot. Dylan with the counter, working that edge of the mat. Over-under tie here. 5-0 to go with a minute and 10 seconds. Isaiah Salazar in control of this 184-pound match.
Salazar looking to improve to 3-0 against ranked opponents as 1 minute is left in regulation.
Nice re-attack by Isaiah Salazar. You know, little half attack there by Dylan and a quick little re-attack, which you see so much in college wrestling. So much of college wrestling is re-attack offense. That's exactly what you see in Isaiah Salazar. 5-0 with 50 seconds to go, as you said, Will, in a commanding lead here.
Fun fact about Salazar, he was the co-champ of the Soldier Salute with his own teammate Max McAnally.
Yeah,
Isn't that something?
Yeah, very interesting. And in that tournament, while they both raised each other's hand, Salazar scores his opponents 47-3. You know, so he put up points in bunches. You know, he's done a nice job this year, and just had a chance to talk to Coach, and he's so impressed with how far Isaiah Salazar's coming. He looks to get on the podium, as we said earlier, and this veteran team with the senior leadership it's showing here with some of these young guys.
10 seconds to go here in the 184 match. 5-0 lead for Salazar. He has riding time secured, so it's realistically going to be a 6-0 victory. And that will be the score. So riding time will give Salazar an extra point. 6-0 decision win for Isaiah Salazar over Dylan Connell. And the Golden Gophers will go up 16-12.